It's Tuesday. What is it? A Tuesday? It's like 2, right? It's 1:57. There's a ghost. Isn't when is Halloween? It's like October. It's like September 2nd or something, right? I think it's the 2nd or the 3rd or. Do. What? Okay, 4chan. Technically, I was on 4chan back in like 2005. That's not good, but the reason I was saying that is there's some Japanese show. They took a 5-year-old and he would go around Japan, like a 5 or a 6-year-old, right? And this 4chan thing was like high trust versus low trust societies. You know, you don't let a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, he might have been 6, I don't know, walk around in Japan. Whereas, you know, like I don't know, if you lived in New York City, would you let your 10-year-old on the subway by themselves? Would you let a 5-year-old walk around this city? Would you let a 10-year-old walk around this city? 13? Okay. Probably. During the daytime, yes. But 5-year-old? I don't. Well, that was the 4chan meme. It's a conservative meme about high trust versus low trust. You know, and then you think of those like Fox News things where the crazy person on the subway, you know, harasses people. If there was like a 5-year-old, oh well, I don't know. What else you got? That's not really a joke. I got a pen and a sheet of paper in my pocket, and I'm gonna try and draw this out eventually. It's either a triangle or it's a square. It's one of the most important tools a human being can use to try and understand the world. It's either a triangle or a square. I haven't figured it out. So it's like a gun. You know, a gun is a tool. You know, a gun can be used to rob a bank, or it can be used to shoot a fox or a coyote. It can be used to rob a bank or stop a bank robbery. It's a tool. It's a very dangerous tool, though. It's one of the most dangerous tools that exists. It's the triangle / square of extreme danger. I'd have to sit down to do that one. Let's see. Is you gonna go to Walmart and get a notepad, or what are you doing? Or are you just walking? Seems just walk. Trump is, how old is that? When did he take 10% of Nvidia? Did he take 10% of Nvidia? That guy is like, I don't like Trump. I'll tell you why I don't like Trump. He seems dangerous, but he's not stupid. Like I really dislike the people who call him stupid. I think he's dangerous because he's like, if he was evil, his ability to do evil would be very high. I don't know if he's evil, but he is dangerous. There's a difference between those two, but I don't know if he's evil, but he could be dangerous. There's a difference. What else? 10% CUDA cores, Ryzen. What is it? You know, because who would have guessed CUDA cores and Ryzens and CUDA cores and all that would be a big deal. Whatever a CUDA core is, or I really don't know anything about computers anymore. The last time I followed computers, I bought a used 3600 Ryzen, like a year after it came out, off of someone from Huntsville in Madison. And I bought it for $200, I think, off the Facebook. So I don't know what the current meta is. How many cores do they have now? Mine's got 8 and 16 threads. I have I think it has 8 and 16, right? How much does a 1600X have? Is it 16 and 32 or is it 8 and 16? I don't even know. I'd have to Google it. I think it's 16 and 32 or 8 and 16 or... When I was a kid, computers only had 1 core in them. Now they have 32, 64, 100. I don't even know. Do they have like 128 now? 256 cores in the process. How many cores do the processors have now? When I was a kid, the engines only had 1 piston. Now they have 8, 16, 30. Cars don't work like that. They're still like 4 and 6 cylinder, I think. I don't think it works like that. Hyper-threading, whatever the fuck that is. I don't know. What joke did you had 2 jokes, right? No. I'm just a dog. I have to take a walk or I'll start going stir crazy. Doggy, doggy. Huh. Ha 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 ha. It was a 2. So a 3-hour video would be like so many gigs, and then the 2-hour video was the same size as the 3-hour video, even though the bit rate was double. So there's something going on with that bit rate where they are lying to me. It was 2 gigs for 2 hours. It was like an hour a gig then. But the 3-hour, there was a 3-hour one for like 2.5. I don't know. It might have been 2.5. I don't know. The 2-hour and the 3-hour were the same gig size, even though the bit rate would say that it's supposed to be twice as big. So I don't remember how gig. It was a 2.5 gig, maybe for 2 hours. I'll have to go back and look at that. I don't. The program that came with my phone would give me 10 hours per gig, which, fuck that, I'm not doing that. I can't do 10 hours per gig. What am I, a gig machine? 10 hours, 10 gigs per hour? Fuck that shit. I'm a slip 'em son, I'm a dip 'em son, I'ma get the drop on them, something, something, something. It was about heat. It was about heat. You know, if you're going to be a bank robber, you got to be prepared. You know, you got to look yourself in the mirror. You can't be, you know, a lot of these bank robbers, they think they're bank robbers with a heart of gold. You know, like a lot of bank robbers go around, they're like, hey, I'm a bank robber with a heart of gold. If you're going to be a bank robber, you got to be prepared. You know, you got to be like, hey man, I'm a bank robber. If it's you know, if it's a cop or you know, you got to be prepared. You know what I mean? You can't be fooling yourself into thinking you're a bank robber with a heart of gold, right? So that's not funny. Oh, it was the movie I was thinking of was that Jodie Foster movie, the one where she gets raped on a pinball, or is it a billiards table? It's called The Accused, and it's about this whore who goes into a bar dressed like a hussy. I haven't seen them. I've never actually seen the movie. I've only seen the billiard scene, and you know, it's like a movie that's probably an hour and a half, 2 hours long. You know, I've only seen the 2 or 3 minute clip on the nude parts. I've only seen the nude parts, which is it's a movie that involves a rape, and you know, that's, as a person who sexually identifies as a rapist, we're one of the most discriminated groups against in the United States. We're not liked very much, you know, very discriminated against group. I mean, then again, in that movie, they get away with it kind of, and then she has to go back. I watched a Siskel and Ebert review of it, and supposedly in the beginning they get off, and then they come back, and she goes after everybody in the room. That was kind of the premise of it, I think. She was kind of a hussy, dancing around in a miniskirt and high heels, She was kind of asking for it. That was the, and then they say, hey, you were asking for it. What the fuck was that? Was it a pop tire? She was kind of a hussy. She was asking for it, and I've not seen the movie. I just know the vague. Sometimes you can sort of know what the movie's about without watching it. You just sort of fill in the blanks. It was made in '88, so she's a hussy. She goes to a bar. She wears a miniskirt, and then I think the whole bar rapes her or something. And they're all like rooting for it. And they're like, ooh, go, and she's like, and then the lawyer's like, were you dancing provocatively? And, so, and then she has some crying moment. She goes on, and then they get off, for aggravated assault or something. That's what Siskel told me. And then she goes back to court, and she goes after the whole bar room, right? Because, the whole bar room was like there, I guess. But the barroom didn't care. But then I'm guessing, I haven't seen the movie, she gets the whole barroom in trouble or something. I haven't seen the movie. I told you. I've only seen the 2-minute clip of, I think it's a pinball machine and a billiards table. It's a very... Oh, what was the point of this? Oh, this connects to my, what is it? It's, in today's day and age, you have the sexuality debate. The left is like, what do you sexually identify as? And the right is like, there's only 2 sexes, male and female. And look, I'm going to tell you a secret. 90% of you are females. Like, it's a sort of a dirty joke. Okay, unless you're Bezos or like Bill Gates or Donald Trump, I think you're kind of a female. I think you're kind of a bitch. I think you're kind of just getting bent over a pinball machine and getting raped. But, that's... So, like, this city is like 40,000... I bet there's like 1 or 2 males in the city, and the rest of you are fucking women. In my opinion. That's just my opinion. Maybe 10, maybe 100. The rest of you are basically, getting bent over a pinball machine / billiard table. You might sexually identify as a male, but, I think you're walking around in your miniskirt, you hussies. Which is, it's kind of a capitalist joke though, right? Because like, unless you're Bezos or Trump or Bill Gates, even the cops, you think they're men? They're just, they're the bitch of the mayor / police commissioner. They get bent over the pinball machine / billiard table. They might act around, but really, have you seen how they dress? They dress like hussies. They're all prim and proper. They got the little, very hussy-ish. 40,000 people, maybe 100, 10, 100. I don't know, 100 to 10. It's not about a penis or a cock. It's about, are you a bitch or not? I guess is kind of what I'm saying. That rape joke you were doing was, you were supposed to do the reference to the 70s. In the 70s or 60s, there was these 2 fellas. They had a van, like a white van. They picked up somebody, and they recorded it, and then they put it in the courtroom, and it was supposed to be so morally disturbing that people would leave the courtroom. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Nothing that has anything to do with anything. Oh, well, if you people wouldn't be so flirty and wear miniskirts, maybe you wouldn't get fucked in the ass the way you people get fucked in the ass. You 95% of people. Dude, you could do that joke cleaner, I think. Hey, this is a rough idea. I had it this morning, okay? You try, it's not, this isn't practiced. I have to, it's hard to get the words out correctly. It's what he's saying is 95% of you are Jodie Foster getting fucked in the ass by people like Bezos and the mayor. And technically the mayor's a bitch probably to the fucking governor, right? Like, the governor's probably fucking the mayor of Florence in the ass. Probably, right? Like, I mean, you might think the mayor's a man, but really the governor's probably fucking him in the ass. And then the governor's probably getting fucked in the ass by Trump, so... There's a lot of buggery going on around here. There's a lot of, There's a lot of females. They're actually surrounded by like 98% females, 95% of people are females. It's very sad, actually. Yeah, that joke was cleaner in my head. I apologize. I hope it's not the police. I hope the mayor of Florence is not the police guy. It's probably him, right? Do you think he'll nightstick? He's gonna nightstick you. How dare you point out that he's getting fucked in the ass by the governor, and that the governor is getting fucked in the ass by the president, and the president, who's fucking the president in the ass? Probably somebody. I don't know. Aliens, the Roswell aliens, the deep state, the super deep state, super deep state. Do. Ah, you suck. Can I make it? I think I can make it. You gotta clean that joke up a little bit. There's a joke in there, I just gotta figure out a way to clean it up a little bit. 10%. There's a war coming with either there's a war coming with China or Trump is literally evil. There's supposed to be a war going in Venezuela soon. I saw that. They've got like a frigate. They got like 4,000 people down there. That's gonna be he's been annoying for quite a while. That fella, he was always annoying, right? And they have a bunch of oil. I think they have a lot of oil down there. You know, I hate Trump, but if he got like oil, if he got a bunch of oil out of Venezuela, if he invaded Venezuela and he got a lot of oil, you know what's going to suck is how much I'm going to have to like him. Imagine that, because Venezuela has quite a lot of oil, right? They literally have. In Holy 4, they have some oil, right? There's like 50 units of oil down there. I swear to God, if I have to like Trump, I'm going to be so fucking pissed. What if you got like the price of gas down like by a quarter of a percent, like a quarter of the percentage? What is it, like $2.50? What if you got it down to like $1.90? He invaded Venezuela. He got it down by a third, a fourth, a fifth. How many American lives are worth the price of gas going down by a quarter? Actually, you know, I'm one of the few people in this world who thinks blood for oil is actually a good. Sometimes it's a good trade. It depends on whose blood you're trading, I guess. You can't always. No blood for oil. Hey, oil's pretty important, man. Like these cars and shit, and you know, it's like $3 a gallon. When I was a kid, it was $1.07 slash maybe $1.20, $1.30. When I first started driving, it was like $1.08 or $1.09 maybe. Maybe the expensive stuff was like $1.20. I don't know. I didn't take a picture. I should have taken a picture. I actually don't know the prices. I mean, it was like $1-ish, $1.10. Then it went to $1.30, and then I don't know. I don't have a chart. I should have kept a chart of gas prices. I didn't. I'd have to go trust CNBC or the Wall Street Journal or whoever the fuck you'd have to trust to know the gas price. You know, it's like I don't know. Was there a Hardee's at 7 points or not? My memory says there's like a half chance there was a Hardee's at 7 points when I was a kid, but I don't have like a chart to show it. I need a chart. Cameras. There needs to be cameras everywhere. You know, be able to record your entire life so you can go back and be like, was there a Hardee's at 7 points? I don't. Probably, maybe. Was there a Hardee's at 7 points? I think so. It's kind of hot or sweaty. It's balmy, humidity, wet. It's a wet. I'm not sweating. I'm sweating, but I'm not evaporating. It's okay to sweat as long as you evaporate. When you don't evaporate, that's when sweating is useless. It's just you're wet and hot. Instead of just being hot, you're hot and wet, which is not good. Although I know that he's a-waiting to get a hold of my biochemical equation, I'ma slip him, son. I'ma dip him, son. I'ma get the drop on him. I'ma something, son. 10,000 years to make this something. Can you imagine? A nigger wrote that. Holy shit. You know, I'm a racist, but even I have to say that's a pretty cool song. So. Very funny. Dee-da-doo-dee-da, doo-dee-dee-da. Although I know that he's a-waiting to get a hold of my biochemical equation. This was I've done that joke before, the one where do you think Trump would have turned Iraq into like the 51st state and given the Iraqis like reservations for like casinos and blankets? I hope he would have given them blankets. He does kind of have a Hitler vibe to him. What the fuck? That's a big one. What the fuck were you, buddy? I didn't think they'd fish that big in here. Huh. Either that or I just hallucinated that. Maybe I hallucinated that. Yeah, wasn't that the whole Germany thing was like Germany had no oil. So they invaded, you know, they had the only oil in Europe was in Romania. And then they had like shit. The rest of Europe had like no oil. And then Romania had some. It started off with 80 in Hoi 4, and then you can get it up to like 180 maybe. Don't ask me what a unit of oil is. I don't actually know. It's a video game. It's not real. I mean, I'm guessing that it's based on some sort of like, like if I said Saudi Arabia has oil, everyone's like, yeah, Saudi Arabia. I don't know how many units of oil they have, but it's there's probably technically oil in Alabama, but you don't think of Alabama as like an oil state, right? Texas, California. These connect. They all connect together, right? Just you can't get from there to there. Can the fish get from the big one to the other one? There's some sort of hole, I think. I think they can get from that pier. Maybe they can get from the pier to the other one somehow. Maybe they can't. I don't know. Well, like Venezuela has, what is it? The Soviet Union has maybe 300-400. America has like 400 or 500. I think America in World War II had more oil than the Soviet Union, based on Hoi 4. I'm not actually, gonna go get a history book. I'm just gonna use a video game. And then it was all in the Caucasus, which is like Azerbaijan, and it's near Iran. Did you know during World War II, the British and the Russians invaded Iran? A lot of the Lend-Lease went through Iran, actually. So I don't think a lot of people know that. It's interesting, I guess. And then was Putin talking about they flew airplanes from Alaska? I didn't know they flew. I thought they was all Liberty ships, but whatever. And then Murmansk. Murmansk is in the north. That's the one north of Leningrad. Way north of, like probably 500 miles. The very tip of Russia. And then Vladivostok is the one in the very far east. And then I don't think that, I would have never guessed they flew airplanes, but to get like raw materials, you can't, airplanes are very expensive, right? You can do that with like people, but you can't do like tons of steel in an airplane. It's expensive. It's not worth the price, right? It's so we have cargo containers and Liberty ships. Although I did see a thing on CNBC or something, or they were selling, they can put an Abrams in a 130, C-130, I think. I didn't know that. I thought they weighed too much, but I guess they can. I think they weigh like 50 or 60 tons. I didn't know that. That's cool. I wonder if they strip it down or something. Or Lebensstrasse. It's called autarky. Autarky is the desire to be self-independent. The Nazis were evil people. They believed in autarky. They didn't want to be dependent on Middle Eastern oil or, those. That's the scary thing when you start seeing Hitler as a rational person. Is he evil or rational? Is he evil? Genius? That's the triangle / square. The triangle / square, the most dangerous weapon that exists in the entire world. One of the most dangerous tools that exists in the entire world. Stupid, genius, evil, good. I guess it's a triangle works better. Triangle's more sharp, I think. Trump's rationalization is that if he's not the bad guy, Xi Jinping is going to be the bad guy. Because the next war is going to be completely different. It's going to be a fucking drone war. Imagine instead of, Ukraine and Russia, Ukraine is like a third-rate power, maybe fourth-rate power. Imagine two first-rate powers going at each other. It's going to be crazy. Holy moly. It's going to be nuts. So he thinks he's a good guy. And he's planning ahead. He's like, hey, I got to get 10%. I got to get these fucking NVIDIA people to stop building all their shit in China. He thinks he's a good guy. And maybe he is. I or maybe he's Hitler. I don't know. Chips and stuff, you know. You gotta have the chips to build the new suicide drones, the new T-800s. I was watching something about Terminator, and they said that the T-800s only weighed like 300 or 400 pounds. I thought they weighed like 800 pounds. I always imagined Arnold Schwarzenegger weighed like 800 pounds in the Terminator 1 and 2. But someone was saying it was like 300 or 400 pounds. It's only a couple hundred extra pounds. That's kind of disappointing. I kind of wanted them to weigh like 800 pounds. Do 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 do. Yeah, Peter Zahan, not as cool as he used to be. You gotta throw some comedy in there. No more. He was very cocky. He was always very cocky. I mean, I didn't dislike his information, but I don't know. I guess he ended up being wrong on a lot of that shit. Like, if you knew how similar politics is to wrestling, you would be very sad. You know, because it's the story that whatever they're telling you. You know, it could be. There's so many stories that could be true. You know, why can't we all be friends? Why does there have to be why does there have to be a drone warfare between China and the United States? I mean, there's gonna be, right? Like, hey, look, as a man with integrity. Okay, I gotta do this joke. I gotta put this down. This is a good joke. As a man with integrity. Yeah, so, you know, because, you know, you could imagine a world where the Chinese and Americans like each other, but there's so much, there's a fucking war coming. There's got to be a war coming, right? Everybody's trying to get autarky. Everybody wants to be, you know, the more dependent you are on something, the less, it's harder to fight something you're dependent on. So, you know, you don't want to fight if you're dependent on something, you can't fight it, right? So you gotta get them chip factories in America to make your own T-800s / suicide drones / robot. Remember Logan? Aren't all the truck drivers supposed to be gone now? How come there's still truck drivers? I remember seeing that movie Logan, and they had the fucking truck drivers replaced by, like, you know, robots or something. Those guys make like 50 to 100 a year, don't they? There's some fat to be cut out there, right? You could cut some fat out of the economy, get rid of those people, put robots in there. I saw a video on Pornhub of these people were fucking in a car. So the guy was in the driver's seat, and then the lady was on top of him, but it was like a self-driving car. If they can do that, how come they haven't got rid of the truck drivers yet? Huh. Funny. Do 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 do. 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 I mean, imagine if you came into the city and like 10% of the city was like Chinese managers, and they didn't, you know, they were the managers, but they didn't, you know, the Chinese people didn't live here, but the managers would come in and manage like 100. That'd be kind of creepy. There was supposed to be some place up in the north where they had a Chinese managers and American workers. I don't know. There's some Netflix documentary, and the Americans would be like, we don't like working 6 hours a day, you know, because in China they work so much fucking harder than you fucking lazy pieces of shit. But, you know, I don't know. It's, you know, part of me roots for the Chinese because, you know, like, didn't they pull themselves up by their bootstraps? I mean, isn't that supposed to be the American story? Didn't they pull themselves? Shouldn't I be rooting for them based on values, not? And then you're like, oh, those are just made up words. You people don't believe that. None of you actually believe any of the words coming out of your mouth. It's all bullshit. I want to root for the Chinese, but then I remember, you know, they look a lot different than me. Hey, if there's going to be corruption, Donald Trump's allowed to be corrupt, but Xi Jinping corruption, holy shit, I'm against that. How dare Xi Jinping be corrupt? If there's going to be corruption, it should be a fellow that kind of looks like me. Same thing with the black people. The black people always had corruption. Yeah, the Mandela guy, his wife ended up taking power, and she's like corrupt-ish fucking shit. So you don't really give a shit about corruption as long as the corruption is like a person that kind of looks like you. If you're a Jewish person, you probably put up with Benjamin Netanyahu's corruption. You probably do. You know, it's you're not really against corruption. You're just, everybody wants to be corrupt, don't we all? Like, deep down, don't we all just want to be corrupt? I just want to stick my feet up and drink a mint julep. Do 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 do. What the fuck? Why do you have a wire in the ground? Could have looked at it. Could be a cut wire. Do 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 do. Oh, well, the age of the individual is gone. If you're a Chinese person, you're about to get firebombed, or if you're an American person, you're about to get firebombed by the Chinese. Someone's going to firebomb somebody. It's in the air. Can you feel the fire tonight? Can you feel the fire tonight? There's a fire bombing in the air. The Chinese are gonna firebomb you, or you're gonna firebomb the Chinese. A lot of people are going to die. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. It's happened before, it will happen again. Not to quote Battlestar Galactica. It's just a cycle. It's just, it's like winter, spring, summer, fall. These are seasons. That's what they taught me in elementary school. There's 4 seasons. There's a season change coming. I mean, technically, is it technically fall yet? I think it's September 1st or 2nd or something. I think it's the 2nd or the 3rd. It might be fall now. So, here comes the China-America War. Venezuelan War. The war started off, it started off over something small like Venezuela. China's going to have to go in there and be like, hey man, you can't bully the Venezuelans. Hey look, Germany just wanted Poland. Britain didn't have to declare war over Poland, right? The fucking evil drunk Churchill, he was like, you cannot have Poland. I wonder how Putin rationalizes the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. I'd like to hear him talk about that for like 30. I'd like to hear him talk about that for 30 minutes. It'd be fun to watch him, It'd be interesting to know how he sees it, because in the American history, they just teach it as like the Nazis and the communists cut up fucking Poland. I wonder how Putin sees it. I tried listening to his Tucker Carlson interview, and it was very. I couldn't understand what the fuck he was saying. So he was talking about stuff I have no clue about. So I'd love to hear him talk about that one. That would be fun. Probably some 1600 Polish-Russian agreement that I've never heard of. What I'm pointing out is whatever you think reality is, you were taught reality. You were taught that the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact was an evil pact between the Russians and the Nazis. But in reality, the Russians went in there for their own good reasons. And what I'm saying is nobody's the bad guy in their own head, at least. That's after the war is over, the bad guys will be figured out. That's not good. So don't lose. The moral of the story is don't lose, because when you lose, you become the bad guy. If you win, you're the good guy, no matter what you did. Look, if Osama bin Laden would have won, he would have been the good guy. But I guess he lost, so he's the bad guy. Poor Osama. George Washington, he won, so he's the good guy. If he would have lost, he would have been one of them fucking traitorous little fucking people who thought he was better than the king. Holy fucking shit. What a piece of shit. La-di-da-da-di-da-da. La-di-da-da-di-da-da. So Venezuela is going to be Poland? No, it's not going to be that. It could be. There's oil down there, right? The Chinese were investing heavily in different... They have a big investment in China, right? In Africa. They'd fight over Africa. If Trump goes into Africa, Trump can go, hey, we have that Monroe Doctrine, which is basically like, in terms of people being bitches, South America is America's bitch. It's not Chinese. It's not the Chinese bitches. You guys know about the Monroe Doctrine, right? If someone's going to get fucked in the ass in South America, it's going to be America fucking people in the ass down there, not the fucking Chinese people fucking people in the ass down there. Thank you, Monroe. Maduro? Who's the Indian guy? Whatever. And then they were... La-di-da-da-di-da-da. Dee-da-da-dee-da-da-doo. Dee-da-dee-da-doo. Dee-da-dee-da-doo. Doo-dee-da-da-dee-doo. Doo-doo-dee-da-doo. Also, is oil even that big of a deal anymore? Is oil becoming less relevant. There was something I heard about where they were talking about like, yeah, someone gets mineral rights in like a really high positive way. That was supposed to be cool, right? Like a doo da dee da da doo. Doo dee da dee da da doo. Doo dee da dee da da doo. Buyers. Where are you buyers? Made in USA. Oh, okay. They make the boxes, I guess. Buyers boxes. Buyers boxes. Buyers boxes. Buyers boxes. Would you like boxes for your truck? Buy buyers boxes. What is that car? It's green. It's very, it's unique-ish. Is it expensive? It's a Honda, right? Or a Lexus? Is it a Honda or a Lexus? Is it an H or an L? That's got to be more expensive than a Honda. It's a Lexus, right? Do-dee-da-dee-da-da-do. Do-dee-dee-dee-da-da-do. Kind of nice looking. Different. It looks you can tell it apart from the other RAV4 lookalikes based on the, you pay extra for the weird looking line, I guess. I mean, it still kind of looks like the RAV4 ripoffs, but it has an L on the front and it's a little different. It probably has leather seats and heated seat cushions. La dee da dee da da da. Doo dee da dee da da doo. Oh, I was reading about what was that one crazy Sam Kinison? Supposedly he got hit in a car accident, and then he dragged himself out of the car. And so, some people say he walked. He didn't walk. He pulled himself out. He crawled out of the car, and he didn't have any external injuries, but he died of internal injuries. And whatever, he had one of the. They say you have like a rapturous moment before your death. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna die." He knew he was gonna die. Poor fella. I was thinking about that because I was like, that's going to happen to me when I'm biking, I think. I'm going to be biking around, and I'm going to get hit, and I'm going to be like, oh, I'm dead. Oh, like 30 seconds left. It's going to be kind of funny. Or not. Doo-dee-da-dee-da-da-doo. La-dee-da-dee-da-da-doo. Da-da-da-dee-da-da. That looks funny, the little kid, and it's like a Hummer car. It's so unsafe looking, but the kid's in the back. Something about that is kind of cool. I don't know. It's a militaristic society. You've got Hummer cars now, the no door cars. Actually kind of like it. It's very Spartan. Kind of Spartan, actually. You don't store shit in your car that way. If you did, you'd have to have like one of them metal boxes with a lock on the back. But you don't store your shit in your car if you're using that system. Would probably be my guess, but I do like it. It's actually, especially if the seats were like washable, you could like spray the chairs out and stuff. That'd be kind of cool. Ah dee da dee da da do. Dee da da dee da da do. So that is what happened, I guess. Oh man. It's a long way to temporary. It's a long way to temporary. It's a long way to temporary. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Although I know that he's waiting to get a hold of my biochemical equation, I'm gonna slip him, son. I'm gonna dip him, son. I'm gonna get the drop. Oh yeah, that one guy, he was like in a racket. Yeah, that one comedian, he was a racket of it was like a minister. She was a minister's kid, and then all his brothers became evangelical ministers or something. What was his name again? Sam Kinison. Not that good, but it is what it is. Lex Spence. Something about basketball? How about Michael Jordan, NBA Jam? He wasn't in NBA Jam unless you hack the game because they didn't have his license. I'm talking about the 90s, like the early 90s, the mid. I'd have been like 5, or I'd have been 10, 7, 8. NBA Jam was a quarter eater. In the old days, they had arcades, and I mean, I never played NBA Jam. The only time I knew about it was, I think they had it at the skate center across the river. They used to have a skate center across the river, right? And then, it's not that interesting of a story. I apologize. Not that interesting. And they hacked him in because they didn't have his license. But the people who made the game, it wasn't that hard. You just take a picture of the guy and put some sprites in there. But they couldn't legally do it because they didn't have his license or something. I don't. It's not that interesting. I apologize. He was really important, that Michael Jordan. He could throw a basket. What do you think he made? Like 10, 20 million a year? 30 million, 40 million a year? 20, 30? He was important. Space Jam, very important movie. It's about basketball and fighting cartoons with basketball. What else? Records, storage, secure shredding, document scanning. Do 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 do. Like a child, 5-year-old child walking around in Japan. master? Ah, that was a joke you were going to do yesterday, you forgot to do. It was the, doesn't really fit with the theme of today, but, you know, sometimes you don't remember the themes. You don't always have to stick with the theme, I don't know. What was the theme? Or maybe you already did it, I don't even know. Is there a park around here I can pee? Besides the divert? How many parks are there? There's the dam park, and then there's, I guess there's Divert, and then there's downtown. There's no bathroom in the downtown one. So yeah, it's Divert or piss yourself. Or you're not gonna make it to McFarland. Although I know that he's awaiting to get a hold of my biochemical equation, I'm gonna sip him, son. I'm gonna dip him, son. I'm gonna something on the slip, hip, jip. I would have guessed this was a place that I would have guessed Batteries Plus would have been like something that's everywhere in the whole U.S. I didn't know it's just like 3-4 places. Sounds like a Radio Shack or something. Huh. Yeah, when you're in high school, they teach you all about, like, you know, the 3 branches of government and how you have to get like 2 or 3 of them together to fucking make a rule. They don't teach you how to like redistrict areas and shit. I have no clue how city government works. It's like they don't show you a picture of the fucking districts or anything, probably. You know, they don't show you. They don't. It's purposefully probably vague. They probably purposefully keep it opaque and. Like these bakeries and stuff, they have to pay their district guy money or something. It's probably like a mafia-esque scheme, like a protection racket. You know, to keep your district, your zoning correct or something. I don't. There's probably some sort of, you know, you could go read the rules on the internet, but reading rules is not the same thing as having something explained to you. Look, foreign's rules are not that complicated. Someone just like walks up to you with like it's like a 3-4 page like encyclopedias of rules. It's not that hard to understand, and they pull out 4 books that are like 5,000 pages long. It's not that hard to understand. I mean, 5 big old folders, envelopes, not envelopes. It's all insider information, insider trading. Really? Is that what you're going for? Do 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 do. All right. Zora. Sweet American pie. Sweet pie. Mama's eye. Sweet American pie. I want to go down to Helton or Darby. I want to cut here. I want to cut here or later. Sweet Mama's eye. American pie. Apple pie. So you need is one of those other things, right? Hey, I wonder how much one of those would cost. To get a hold of my biochemical equation, I'm gonna slip 'em, son, I'm gonna dip 'em, son. I'm gonna get the drop, walk, hawk, smock, vadak, shadak. Hampton Inn by Hilton, Hampton Inn by Hilton. Hampton Inn by Hilton, Hampton Inn by Hilton, Hampton Inn by Hilton. They burned down the competition. They keep the shoals rolling. They're the ones doing all the ecstasy around here. If you want to know where your E's coming from, it comes from that truck. He's dealing the E. I don't think rolling, they're talking about rolling like that. I think they're talking about ball bearings or, add a drink for $1. Add a drink for $1. Add a drink for $1. It's only $1. Coca-Cola would be pretty good right now. It's like $3-4 if you don't get the meal. $3? How much do you think a Coke is in there? $3? $4? $3? $4? $2? $50? $8? $2.89? If you had one of those open Humvees, that Jeep, remember that Jeep that was open? Is there a way to put a camera in it so that if someone did fuck with your car, you know it without them being able to steal the camera? Because I don't dislike the idea of an open Jeep / Hummer, but I dislike the idea of someone being able to fuck with my car and then me not being able to know it. We just got a letter. It's dual branded. Fairfield and Town Place. Both by Marriott. Dual branded by Marriott? That sounds like a fucking Indian website. Pooja? Yeah. You from fucking India. Poo. That's racist. No wonder you were like that one. Remember the 4th grade when you sat beside that one kid? And you just make commentary on the Alabama history books? You were just like him. Holy moly. Ah, that is not good. I mean, it's good. Not good. Random commentary. You know, you're not supposed to do that. Don't make poo in the loo jokes about a nice motel, hotel. You'll chase the poo in the loo people out of here. And then something will happen, I don't know. Poo in the loo, poo in the loo, poo in the poo in the loo. Poo in the loo, poo in the loo. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. It's from the, I don't know. I was gonna say Antichrist, but that's not funny. You got a letter from the Antichrist. It's a clue, Blue. It's a clue, Blue. It is a clue, Blue. They're leg pain specialists. They specialize in leg pain. You know those people who specialize in being, people who specialize in pain in the ass? Funny. Specialists. Was ist das? 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 Hussy, hussy, hussy. Hussy, hussy, hussy. Hussy. It's a fun word. We just got a letter. Redeemer. There is no redemption. There could be, I don't know, don't ask me. I was up in the sky, I was up so high. Then I saw a little spot. And it dropped me down below. I was up above it. Oh, oh. I was up above it. Oh, oh. Now I'm down in it. I used to be so big and strong. I used to know my right from wrong. I used to be somebody. Applied Insights, ABA, your goals, our passion, together we grow. Sounds like the deep state to me. Applied Insight, deep state. I used to be grooming. You're a lucky dog. You're about to be groomed, lucky dog. Do-da-dee-dee-da, do-da-dee-da. Prime meats. Man, I'm hungry for some steak all of a sudden. That looks like some good steak, man. Prime meats. Oh man, I want some meat. Some prime meat. What was the name of that shit from Alabama? It was like a hamburger, but they fried it and they put wood chips in it. Not wood chips, but they put filler, maybe like oatmeal or. I should go back and look at that. It's the guy who does beans on the trail. He's like an old guy, he's like 60, has a mustache and a cowboy hat. And he cooks beans and bacon like he's on a fucking Oregon Trail ride. Should look that up. I want a soda. You could get a soda and a fried burger for like 5 or 10 cents. The good old days, I remember being around then. Remember the good old days when you could get a fried burger and a Coke for like 5 or 10 cents? The good old days. Remember when you were at Roanoke and you killed all those people at Roanoke, and then you snuck back into the woods, and then you snuck back into Jamestown or whatever? Remember in 1492 when you were on that ship, and yeah, very funny. Tattoos. Those are bad. How come, if this is a religious society, aren't you supposed to outlaw tattoos? Aren't tattoos like bad? Huh. A lot of tattoo places around here, like 10, probably 15, 10, 20. You're very picky and choosy on the rules you follow. Sometimes, you really care about some of the rules, and then you just let people pierce their bodies and ink their bodies. I guess it doesn't matter. If you want to look stupid, you go ahead and do that. They don't. The elites don't care if you want to look stupid. Look as stupid as you want. They don't care. put some stupid rings in your ears and get a full, is it a jacket? They call them jackets, right? The arms and the full chest. Get some cool tattoos. Everybody's getting a tattoo directly to hell. All of you directly to, is that a hell offense? I don't know. I'm rusty on my don't go planting your seed. 2 seeds in one field. Don't go doing that. I used to be so big and strong. I used to know my rights and wrong. I used to be somebody. How does the rest of that song go? I haven't listened to that CD in a long time. 10 years, 5 years, 1 year, yesterday, before I started walking. I don't know. Popeye the chicken place. They are from Louisiana. They have pretty good fries. Their chicken's okay. Popeye the chicken place. Boop, boop. I wonder if those dogs were expensive. But those apartments, did they come from the apartments or where'd they come from? Remember those dogs that were harassing you? The one was kind of cute. They had the white one with the cute little, but it was tall too. It was you need to look up dog names so you can have a better grasp of dog species. It's a lot of work. Land Rover, Range Rover, Land Rover, wacky inflatable tube man, wacky inflatable tube man, wacky wavy 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 inflatable tube man. Under new management, lower prices. Used tires. Awakening and empowering you to live and love like Jesus. Wasn't he kind of like a collator? He had a tax collector and like a fisherman, and he had a bunch of weirdos. He had like a hooker. That one lady was a hooker, right? Who was the lady? The lady was Was the one lady a hooker? I don't even know. I don't know. Bunch of cults. I am the Grand Inquisitor. I am here to inquisit. I am the Grand Inquisitor. I am here to inquisit. What does inquisit mean? Does that mean like question? Inquisit? What does inquisit mean? No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. That's a Monty Python joke where they, in Spain, but they tortured people in that, right? So Inquisition has a negative connotation, right? Because to inquisit is bad, right? Or is it just a question, or is it to is it like the Spanish donkey? The Spanish donkey is a torture device, right? And is it a horse? Is that the one where you sit the lady on her pussy, between her legs with a wedge? Is that the Spanish donkey? The Spanish donkey, I'm a Spanish Inquisitor. I'm the Grand Inquisitor. I'm not a Spanish Inquisitor. I'm the Grand Inquisitor because, you know, when that one fella, You know, you have the Grand Inquisitor. The one fella, you could tell by his eyes. He had Manson-esque eyes. Huh. You could look into his eyes and you would see Manson in his eyes. He was a cult leader. That's how you know you're dealing with the real McCoy. Does the person have crazy eyes? Are they the real McCoy? Are you dealing with a fake prophet? Are you dealing with a real prophet or a fake prophet? Look into their eyes. Do they have Manson-esque eyes? That's how you know you're dealing with the real McCoy, not some phony baloney. The Grand Inquisitor, the Grand Inquisitor. Do 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 do. Bankruptcies. Look at that fucker with those stupid fucking teeth. I want to punch his fucking teeth out. He buys. You people go bankrupt. He buys your shit and then he sells it. He's like a vulture. He comes in vulturing on your failures with those buck teeth. Ooh. Ooh. Your bad news is his good news. Old Ollie. Ollie. Your bad news, his good news. I'll buy that for 10 cents on the dollar. Then I'll go sell it at my stores. Fucking Ollie. Fucking sociopath. I'm fucking with you. I don't give a shit about Ollie. Is he a real person? You know, if I was if the Ollie really owned it, I would not put my picture on there because I mean, he's got to have a lot of hatred towards him, you know. My business is going under business. I'll pay 30 cents on the dollar for your whole business. Fucking Ollie. Yeah, the weird one was they had cups in there like this, and they were Ollie's branded. So who went out of business to sell Ollie's branded metal cups? Okay, you're lying, Ollie. You don't get all your shit from bankruptcies. You had that made because it said Ollie's on it. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Was there an Ollie's that went bankrupt and they had a metal cup that said Ollie's on it? Maybe. When Ollie's starts cannibalizing itself, you know there's something bad going on, right? Ollie's is an Ouroboros organization. It's always devouring itself. A snake that eats itself cannot stand. Don't tread on me. A house that is a snake that is eating itself cannot stand. I don't know. It's sorry. It's a Lincoln. It's an Ouroboros joke. It's a snake joke. It's a don't tread on me joke. I don't know. They can't all be winners, okay? Someone's got to lose so that Ollie's can, you know, go in there and grab the shit and sell it. This land is my land. This land is my land. Get the fuck off my land. You're all on my land. Get the fuck off my land. You stole my land. I was here 10 billion years ago. This is all mine. 10 trillion, 10 billion trillion, 10 gazillion, 10 optillion, 10 gazillion trillion billion Googleplex. All these atoms are my atoms. You think these atoms are your atoms? They're my atoms. Yep. Yep. Strapless drive. Staples drive. $10. Am I reading that right? It's not $10, right? Okay, it's not. I was misreading that. I thought it said $10. How did you read that as a money sign? You read a 5 as a money sign? You are hallucinating. You are hallucinating. What else you got? Montreat. Montreal. So much juicy information. So much juicy information. Do-dee-dee-dee-da-do. Do-dee-dee-dee-dee-da-do. In Starship Troopers, where the aliens were called buggers, right? Buggers, you know, buggers are like bugs. Kill the buggers in Starship Troopers. I'm talking about the movie Starship Troopers. Are they called buggers? Holiday Drive. Are you looking to have a holiday? I would not come down to Holiday Drive. It's just a road with houses on it. It's not a holiday area. It's just a road with houses on it. It's kind of mislabeled. They shouldn't have a road called Holiday Drive. It's more of just a housing drive. Houses on a drive. Very mislabeled, but whatever. This whole thing is mislabeled. There's no rules to mislabeling things. Whoever got the label maker, or whoever has the label maker around here, not the brightest crayon in the box. It's a beach drive. There's no beach on there. It's a mountain road. There's no mountain back there, right? It's a Truth in Roads. It's a new organization I'm creating. It's called Truth in Roads. Your roads have to be labeled correctly. No more of these holiday drives. No more of these beach. If you're not near the ocean, you're not allowed to be called Beach Drive. Unless there's a constant holiday on this street. There's gonna be some skulls are gonna get cracked. There's gonna be some skull cracking action unless You know, I mean, I'm not in charge, but thank God, you know, because you'd have to change all the signs and no more holiday drive. It'd have to be, you know, houses on a road court. Electricity action, 3 electrical trucks. Hot electricity action. Make sure you have your rubber gloves and don't touch the wires and etc. etc. It's a big road. This is a 2-foot thick concrete wall-ish. How many thick? 2 feet? 3? 2.5? How many feet? 1. Yeah, I'll say 2 of those. What is this thing? You think that's 12 inches? How tall is that? 13, 14 inches? I should have measured it. Then I can use it as a makeshift tape measure. Holiday drive, yet again? Is it a... I've never biked back there. Is it a... it must be a U or something, right? It's a holiday. You go back there, it's like they have Christmas decorations. It's fucking September. They've already got Christmas decorations. There's Halloween ghosts and shit back there. What is it? Ree! You want to walk it? I don't think I've been back there. Is it a circle or a... It's a circle, right? It's a U. I'm assuming it's a U. I got nothing better to do. How much battery do I have left? Is this thing on? Don't look like no holiday to me. It just looks like a road with houses on it. They're not bad. They're not good. They're not bad. They're medium. Do I need to charge my battery bank in? Am I going to make this? Huh. Battery bank. You're a good investment, Mr. Battery Bank. $7 or $8. And it doubles the life of my battery? Nice. People say life isn't better. Life is always getting better. Twice the battery life. I've never been back here. I mean, spoiler is just like the rest of everything else in this world. But, you know, it's different. It's different but the same. It's both completely different and it's exactly the same as everything else. At the same time, it is both the same and different. So it's a U. And then it connects behind Hickory Hills by the road that goes to the Chinese place, where the Chinese place used to be. And it doesn't connect to Hickory Hills because there's no... It's a self-contained neighborhood with 2 outs. And that middle thing is like a middle area. Or does the middle thing... Is it a U with a middle road in the middle? I will find out the mystery of the holiday U. The mystery of the holiday U. The mystery of the holiday U. Mystery U. Mystery U. I looked into the holiday U, and all I found was a U. Oh yeah. Giggity, giggity, giggity. Did you have a joke about inhaling your own farts? I think I had a joke about inhaling my own farts. But it wasn't a joke about me inhaling my own farts. It was about flatulence smellers. People like to smell their own farts. People like to smell their own farts. Yeah, I've never been back here, but it's not that different. But it's not It's different, but it's not that different. And then over there is Hickory Hills, probably, that road. How far am I from Hickory? Where do you think you are? What house is this on the other side? What house would it be on the other side? What house would it be on the other side? Dee da da dee da da do. Do dee da dee da da do. Dee da da dee da da do. Da 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 dee da da do. Do 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 Kawasaki see do monkey see, monkey do, monkey hear, monkey smell. See do 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 see do. Yeah, like 30 years, all firebombed, Chinese Skynet. It's very sad, actually. It's, the last holdout of the human resistance, Holiday Drive Court. And John Connor. What if there really was a John Connor in the street, and then like the police were like, I don't. If there is a John Connor in the street, I didn't know there was a John Connor in the street. I was just that's a nicer house, or the tree's nicer. So the road, the court, is in there somewhere. And this is a mini car, a smart car. When he got hit by a 18-wheeler, he did not feel that smart. He felt smart when he got 60 miles per gallon, but not when he got hit by a 18-wheeler. He felt it was called a dumb car. They called it a dumb car. Is it even really a car? Dee da do do dee da. Dee da dee da dee 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 do. Do dee da da dee do. Dee da dee da dee 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 da. Basketball court. They always get knocked over by the wind or something. I don't know. Kids these days, they can't get cement and put it into the ground. For some reason, they have to do the plastic thingy, and it always gets knocked over by the wind. Kids these days, man, I'm telling you. You have to get a level, and you have to put concrete in the ground, and so much work. Full cheeks. Valuable. What are full cheeks? Full cheeks. Natural hay. 144 ounces of natural hay. If I ate natural hay, do you feed it to the horses? Is it for like straw beds? Straw horses? Straw men? That's not a smart car, but it's a above average intelligence car, but it's not a smart car. It's almost as small as a smart car. The fuck flag is that? Unicorns? Post office. Another knockdown. Basketball court, man. These kids these days, they don't pull their basket. You got to pull yourself up by your own basketball court net. Basketball net court net. Purge at the post office. Who needs a post office anyway? You get Amazon and UPS. Why don't they just have phonomic tubes or something? Why don't all houses just have a tube system? Yeah, they're... I wonder how many people, before, in the year 2022, I wonder how many people worked at the post office. Now that, it's getting purged now, right? But I wonder how many, in the whole U.S. is like, how many people, if the city of Florence has 40,000 people, how many post office workers are there per 1,000 people? It's got to be like 0.5. No, it's going to be, how many post office workers for this city? 20, 30, 40? Are they bigger than the police? Is it more than 2.2? 2.2 per 1,000 people, FBI says, for cops. How many postal workers per 1,000 people? Is it 1.8? 40,000 people. How many postal? I'm going to look this up. I'm actually going to look this up because you can make a joke about going postal. Post office workers are always fun to... Trump is trying to get rid of people going postal. That's why he's purging the post office. If there's nobody working at the post office, who can go postal? Who can go postal if there is no post office? In the future, I'll sing that song and people will be like, what the fuck is a letter? Oh, you got some email? I just got an email. I just got an email. I just got an email. The post office no longer exists. You want to walk down this? It's too short. With the purge of the post office, there was an increase in the number of people going postal in the short term, but in the long term, a lot less people went postal because there was no post office. So, nice. You pulled that one out. I just got an email. I just got an email. I just got an email. It's from a Poo in the Loo website. Do 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 do. Low tranche, subprime, dog shit person wants to drag me down to their level. Low, it's low tranche, subprime, dog shit, subprime person, Huh. When I was a kid, this used to be all covered in bushes and trees. Now it's all grassy. I kind of miss the trees. I like the big trees. I like big trees and I cannot lie. You other hippie. Didn't Manson like trees too? Yeah. Manson like trees. Shit. I hate trees. I say cut all the trees down, man. They trying to fuck the trees, man. I like big trees and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When a tree, I don't know, they're good and they're bad, I don't know. The pros and cons of trees. I don't know, it's kind of sunnier. There's more sun now because there's no trees around. There used to be trees right here, right? Or was there not trees here? I don't know. Maybe. Divorce court? Is there a divorce court? You know, there's like Judge Judy. Is there like a divorce Judy? There's divorce care. It's your fault. It's your fault. I award you 10 blowjobs. I award you, I don't know, whatever a divorce court would make the people pay each other. I don't know. Rickwood? That's where all the cocaine comes from. Rickwood Drive. Do. Here's the gold parking lot. You know, it's a church membership program. You know, if you're part of the gold program in the church, you know, there's the bronze, the silver. Depends on where you get to park in the church, how much you pay for your parking membership. Nice. I like that one. That's a good one. Man, I'm gonna go biking, man. It's so nice. Get some water, go biking. Bikey, eggs and bacon. Bikey, eggs and bacon. Eggs and bacon. Bikey, eggs and... What did St. Bartholomew do? You should know what the saints do, and then, you know, which one did that one do? So what are we going to look up? How many postal workers per capita? I'm going to guess, yeah, because there's 40,000 people, there's 88 cops based on that number. How many post office workers per 1,000 people? 1.1, 1.2, 1.5, 1.5, 2? Is it more post office workers or more cops? Is it higher or lower than 2.2? That's a good question, because I mean it's got to be less than 2.2, because they just have to deliver mail, right? They don't have like one. It's going to be like 1 per 1,000, so it's going to be 40. There's going to be 40 post office workers in Florence, based on statistical averages. I'm going to guess 40. 40. That'd be kind of interesting if they had like, if you actually took all the jobs that there are and then you divided them per 1,000, and then you're like, hey, this is everybody's statistically average though, you know, like the how many realtors per 1,000 people, how many electrician people per 1,000, how many of them people who do electrical lines per 1,000 people. I wonder who it's from. It's from Satan. Satan wrote you a letter. I'm conjuring with Satan. These are actually demonic tongues. How would you know if you had a tongue or a demonic tongue? You know, how do people know the difference? It's here's a big old 25-ounce. That's ice, light, natural light. That means low. That's like 4%, not 6%. I want to get fucked up. I want to get fucked up. I want me like 12. I'll take 8 tall boys, please. 8 tall boys. That'd be 6% though, please. 6%. None of this lame ass 4%, which is like 9. I think it's like 9 beers, like, right? Or how many beers? They were 16, so 4 times 8 is 32. So it's like 3 extra beers. So it's, never mind. That's way too much math. I'm not doing that math. Don't run me over, bro. Don't tase me, bro. Don't run me over, bro. Do. Hey, it's at Blueberry. Raspberry, never mind. With ants. The ants ate everything in there. The ants ate everything. Here's some more beer. I like beer. I like beer. I've never seen a Coca-Cola truck like that. Why do they have like a big window? Isn't that gonna let all the coolness out? And then they're gonna, is it special delivery? You know, like, you don't need a big truck for Red Bulls, but you know, Coca-Cola, you sell it by the you sell a lot of Coke. You don't sell. I wonder what's going on with that Coca-Cola truck. Why do they have such a small windowed Coca-Cola truck? Conway Drive, Conway Drive, it's a Conway Twitty. Nope. This whole thing is stupid. This whole thing is stupid. This whole thing is stupid. What the fuck is this? Do 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 do. Yeah, people always throw that shit away. It's for vaping. Always throwing that shit away, man. Disgusting. 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 Smoke them vapes, vape them smokes. Smoke them vapes, vape them smokes. What do you think that thing that looks like a window that got bricked in? What do you think that was? It was like a mini window and they bricked it in, or what the fuck? What the fuck is going on there? Is that where they delivered like coal or something? You think they delivered? What the fuck? What the fuck is that at? What the fuck is that at? What the fuck is that at? The Grand Inquisitor! The Grand Inquisitor! Nobody expects the... It's the Spanish Inquisition. I only show the ladies the Spanish donkey on the third date. The Spanish donkey, the Spanish donkey, the Spanish donkey. Now I have to make a, how do you make, can you make your own? Go down to a wood shop or a metal shop and be like, sir, I would like to, I'd like to have one of these made, and then you have to have like diagrams made out. What's it for? You don't want to know. For legal reasons, you probably don't want to know. It's a Spanish donkey. I think I'm using that term correct. I need to Google what a Spanish donkey is off the top of my head now. I think that's the V thing, right? It's like a wooden horse, but a V and a... Do 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 do. I'm a sip 'em son, I'm a dip 'em son. Are you feeling lucky? Come on down to Lucky's Liquor and Wine, and you can get lucky. And I like to drink and drive, and I always like to say, "Are you feeling lucky?" You know, because it's fun to drink and drive because it's like spinning a Russian roulette wheel. You know, it's a fun thing to do. Are you feeling lucky? Come on down to Lucky's Liquor. You can get drunk and then drive. Do. So many cars. I'm a truck. I'm a white car. I'm a Toyota Camry van. I'm a GMC. I'm a white car. A white Lexus. I'm a red Mustangy thingy. The cars have voices. They just have brand markings. I don't think they have voices. They just have brand markings and colors. They have colors and brand markings and nameplates. And I'm a Honda. I'm a Honda white van. I'm a Lexus white car. I'm a Ram. That truck identifies as an animal. You're a truck, mister. You're not a ram. You're not a goat. You dumbass. There's no Broadway shows on Broadway. It's just a road with houses on it. There's no Broadway shows on Broadway. It's just houses. What was the name of that? It was Holiday. Holiday, right? It was just houses on a U. It was a U-shaped thing with houses. It was just like all the other streets with houses on them. He's a hungry dog. He goes back and forth on the fence. But beside the fence, there's like a thing on the ground. You can tell that's all he does all day. He just goes back and forth on the ground. He's ruined the grass next to the fence. It's kind of sad for the fence, but so not the fence, but the grass, you know. Just back and forth all day. Just do. Where's the Broadway shows? I want a Broadway show, please. Show me a Broadway show. So they just pick. I think they just pick names out of a fucking hat. I think whoever does these fucking roads, they just have a big fucking hat with a bunch of fucking random names in it, and they just pull a fucking name out of the fucking hat. It's pretty fucking stupid. I mean, that's probably like most cities, though. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure all cities, they just have a big fucking hat of names, and they pull a big, you know, it's like, what's the name of this street? You know, and then very nice. I'm a tan, whatever the fuck that is. White, pearl, something pearl, white, off-white, light gold, light tan. Bikey, eggs and bacon, bacon and eggs and bacon, bacon and eggs, eggs and bacon, bacon and eggs and bacon. So post office, how many post office workers per 1,000 people? 300 million people, 350 million people in the US? 1 in 1,000 would be 1,000 times a million is how many thousands in a million? 100,000, 1,000,000. So 1,000 per million. So if it's 1 per thousand, that means there's 1,000 per million, right? So 1,000 times 300 would be 300,000? No. It's 1 per thousand times how many thousand? 1,000. So 1,000 per million. Man, doing math in your head without a sheet of paper is hard. Okay, so 1,000 per million, 1,000 times 300. 300,000? Is there more or less than? There are more or less than 300,000 postal workers in the U.S. How many people live in the U.S.? Is it like 300 million or 4? Is it 350 or 300? When I was a kid, it was like 200 million. Now it's, I think, like 300 million. I don't know. I think it's like 300 million, right? Maybe more. Maybe less. So 300, so it's like 300,000? Mm-hmm. 1 per thousand would be 40. Well, they're getting purged. They had the trial, they had the post office. The head of the post office, his teeth were beaten out, and they got a confession out of him. And they, what is it called when you, what is that called? It's not a monkey trial, it's a something trial, the post office general, his teeth beaten out, his eyes bruised and bloody, testified that he was a traitor. He's doing a Stalin joke, like a Stalin Inquisition? Is it an Inquisition? It's a, not an Inquisition, it's a purge, right? It's the Purge. It's from that fucking movie with the Purge. But the Purge was about like once a year. You're allowed to do whatever you want. And there's like the Great Purge, which was like in Russia. That's what Stalin did, the Great Purge. He killed all the generals, and he took all the officers out, and he beat up the post office general. William Brinkley. Can you imagine William Brinkley with like busted face and busted teeth? There was that one Stalin general, he lost all his teeth. He invented, it was called deep battle. Deep battle is where you have the first line, the second line, the third line, the fourth line, the fifth line, the sixth line. It's called deep battle. He had like Jaws teeth. He was a deep battle man. Multiple lines. It's like Kursk, but it was that deep battle. Was Kursk deep battle? Is that where they had like 6 lines, 7 lines, 8 lines, 10 lines, 20 lines, 30 lines, 40 lines, 1 trillion lines? Lines on a map, streets on a map. How do you think they named the lines? They probably pulled the line names out of a hat. Line 1 is Broadway. Line 2 is Holiday. Line 3 is, what are some more? They probably just did like downtown. They're all named after trees, right? There's like, they have like 5 or 10 tree names. They probably just did tree names. They probably didn't have a hat of 1,000 different random names. Do 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 do. Yeah, more like streets on a house road, not Broadway. There's no Broadway musicals on here. There's just streets on a house, streets on a road. Cars and sidewalk, cars and driveways. Cars and driveways road. Grass in front of houses road. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, so post office. What else? Anything else? Yeah, that was not good. What was the theme of today? It was I don't remember what any of this was. It's just in one ear and out the other. Satellite on roof road. What happened to them big satellites? The ones from the 80s and 90s. I like those satellites. The ones that were like 4 feet, 5 feet diameter satellites. Yes. I want a satellite like they had in GoldenEye. Like it was a big lake. It was like a 50, 100 foot. Probably 5. How many diameter feet was the satellite from the GoldenEyes? Contact satellites. Remember them satellites? They had like 100 satellites in a desert. Back before solar panels, they would stick satellites in the middle of the desert for no reason. Do those things still exist? The SETI satellites? Maybe. I wonder how hard it is to like hack satellite TV for free. That's got to be like the most hackable thing ever, right? Like, I mean, what do they? How do they decrypt it? How do they make sure that you're not stealing satellite signal? How do they keep you from stealing it? Right? Like, is there a passcode, or how do they do that? Is it? That seems like something that'd be very crackable, right? Like, you just aim a satellite at it, and then you have a box, and it jumps through the fucking numbers trying to figure out the signal, and then because they must have to like put a fucking passcode on it or something. I mean, that's got to be hackable, right? I don't know. I mean, just asking. Free satellite. Yeah, satellite's pretty stealable, right? You can steal satellite TV. Well, that concludes more meandering bullshit.